Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another sweet live broadcast with Sea Gods. I'm Ryan. This is Mandy.
Hey, what's up?
Hopefully everyone can hear us today. We had some technical difficulties last week with our microphones. We got a new microphone. We tested it. It sounded pretty good. So if you have troubles hearing, let us know in the comments. But
I love comments. I
Yeah.
love it when you guys talk to us. It makes me feel like a little more loved. So keep it coming.
yeah, the more we can engage with everybody and talk about paddleboarding, the happier we are. And it's also really sweet to answer any questions. So if you do have questions, hit us up in the comment section. If you're watching on mobile, you don't have to leave this broadcast if you're interested in the products we're talking about today, which, there's some foreshadowing right behind us here. If you're interested in the products we talk about today, you can shop right within this broadcast. If you're on mobile, there's a little shopping cart at the bottom. You click that, it'll show the products that we're talking about. If you're on desktop, it should be on the left-hand side. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you're watching this, it's not quite the same experience. You can listen to us and you can comment, but we don't always see all the comments. So head over to our website, seagods.ca/live-shopping, and that's our interactive viewer. So you'll get all the whole experience. Or if you're on mobile, follow us on the Shop app.
But we're just glad you're here.
But we're glad you're here.
I am really, really, really excited to talk about our newest board release. And this is like something from the artist to me, which is why I'm holding it like some kind of starstruck fan.
Yeah. One thing real quick though, before we get into that, it is November.
Okay.
We've been doing Black Friday all November. So if you guys are interested in our Black Friday deals, we're giving 35% off all boards in stock. We also have 50% off kayaks. Is it 50? It's 50% off
50%
kayaks.
off the kayaks.
40% off kids' boards.
Yeah.
And we also have the fleet. So the fleet is the dock, 2 boards, a whole bunch of accessories. It's an insane value because you get all the advantages of the BFCM pricing, plus we're throwing a whole bunch of extra stuff to get you set up. So if you got a cottage and you're looking to set it up with a floating dock, a couple paddle boards for the family.
It's like a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
One click, this is what you need for an excellent summer.
Yeah, so
there.
For the fleet, you can check it out on our website. All you have to do is add the dock, 2 boards of your choice. It automatically discounts them all. And it's a sweet deal. It's $31.99 Canadian, which works out to, I think it's a little less than $2,500. Depends on the exchange rate, so that changes every couple of minutes. But you can see it on both websites, seagods.ca and seagodssup.com. That is the Black Friday deal. I'm getting good at saying a whole lot of words.
Let's talk about the board.
But let's talk about the board.
The board. I'm going to get out of this. Look at this.
Yep.
This is amazing. I also want to talk about why you're going to pre-order this board and the free gift I'm going to give you, which I am really excited. I've been making something, and I want you to be the first one to have not only this amazing board with this amazing art, but also the really cool thing that I've been making. So let's talk about the board, and then I'm going to talk about what I'm going to give you if you buy the pre-order of this board in this broadcast today. So I'm really excited. Do you want to intro it?
So I think a lot of people are familiar with the Skyla. It has slowly started to overtake the Diatom as our best-selling board.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to ride. It's really stable. It's got some great efficiency. And we've had the artwork from Helvetic on there for 2 years now.
They don't know yet that this is the board release for the Skyla. So that's out of the bag.
This
is
the artwork for the new Skyla.
The new Skyla.
Yes.
That is what this board is we're releasing today.
Yeah, so classic, awesome board. Great for 90% of riders out there. If you like the stability of an all-around board, but you want a little bit more efficiency like you get in a touring board, the Skyla is a mix basically between the Diatom and the Carta Marina. So you get the efficiency of the Carta Marina, the stability of the Diatom, and it's really fun. So you get some good maneuverability, you get some good tracking and efficiency, and you got room for adding some gear on it. It's the board I like to take if I'm going fishing or something like that, and it's actually the board I typically take when I go on hikes because it's quite light too. I think it's only 19.5 pounds, so one of our lighter boards.
Yeah, people love taking their dog out on this board because it has the extra stability, and you can take a few quick paddle strokes and you've got a lot of speed. And I'm sorry to gender stereotype, but every time I put a boy on this board, they always get into their step back turn and lift the nose out and start doing the rodeo to see how many times you can turn around.
It's actually called a pivot turn.
Well, like
That's what
turning
the boys call it.
around
That's what the fellas
once.
call it. The fellas riding this board. If
Turning
you're gonna
around
gender
once.
stereotype, may as well use all the correct language.
Once is a pivot turn. What you do is rodeo. It's like how many times can you go around before you fall off?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Let's talk about this art.
I am
So the
really
Skyla Suite.
excited.
We all know the Skyla Suite. Everybody knows the Skyla Suite because it's our most popular board by a mile. Not a mile. It's our most popular board.
Which is
We'll leave it at
why
that.
I was like, okay, we need something that has like this sick style to go with the sick writing that people do on it. And I was like, who can we get? And every time I reach out to someone who I like super love, I get like knots in my stomach, like, are they gonna do it? And I reached out to Drew Brophy from San Clemente, and that's in California, if you're like not up with it, but he is a phenomenal.
You're not up with it.
Who am I, right?
Yeah.
No, he is phenomenal. He does the craziest like skate and surf art, and for him to do this paddleboard for us is like kind of a really big deal. He's like, I don't do commissions anymore. What are you thinking? And I pitched my idea. I'm like, I want the Skyla, but instead of like a sexy Ursula, but instead of tentacles, we could have like snakes and dragons. And he was like, oh, I'm in. And he sketched this up, and then he took 3 weeks, like all day, hand painting this 8-foot canvas, and it turned out like, oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Can we show with this?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan's gonna do some video work because I
Here we
get
go.
like too jumpy and
Here we
excited.
go. Okay. There we go. So this is the artwork from the bottom to the top. So this was done with Posca pens, similar to another board we just released.
Look at these drippy, watery skulls with their like red eyes. Now those are something on the canvas you're not gonna see on the board because of the shape, but we get the full meal deal here. And if I had to pick like a favorite feature on it, I think it is like this snake right here on the bottom with his crazy big like open mouth, like it's so cool. It's so cool. Ryan, what's your favorite part on here?
I just think how the whole thing came together. I don't have a specific favorite piece, I think. But like the colors are unbelievable. This thing pops like nothing I've really ever seen before.
It is so
And it's-
vibrant.
It's easy to forget that it's a painting because there's a ton of detail. Let me get real close here. So you can see the texture of the canvas here.
Oh man. This is my favorite, this part right here. Zoom out just a little right here. This is it for me. He just looks like he's coming for you. That's kind of the feeling you get. You like get on this board and you're like, paddle, paddle, whoosh, I'm coming. I'm out there. Yeah, let's get his signature on the bottom here. Love it. Love it. So for the top of this board, Annabelle, can you bring the picture of like the product? Now this is a rendering. Obviously, we're like deep in production right now, doing test prints and making sure everything is like perfect, and our team is getting geared up. We only have the best craftsmen who are making these boards because we want them to be made like to our super duper high standards, which I think if you're a Sea Gods fan, you also have super high standards. And so we're gearing up, we're doing lots of testing and making sure it is like perfect. So this is a rendering, and we will update with like new product pics as soon as they come. But on the pad, because the bottom is so like loud, we went on the top with like a calm, clean, double-sided shield pad, and that white blotch that you see is actually Drew Brophy's Son of the Sea logo, which was like pretty awesome for us to be able to do this collab with him and put that right up on the top. Yeah.
We've got Tammy in the comments who's saying that artwork is badass.
The artwork,
Yeah.
the artwork is badass. So Drew Brophy's been doing like he's really has this surf culture style. He's been in Southern California since the 70s doing skateboards, custom surfboards. I've seen videos of his gallery. It's tremendous.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the custom stuff that he does for like, you know, businesses and people who want to like, hey, I want a surfboard, but I want to hang it on my wall and not actually use it. Or there's also people that do use them, but some of the products that he paints are, it's amazing. It's amazing that they're actually boards. And so we're super excited to be able to do the same thing, except on one of our paddle boards.
Yeah, Annabelle has a video of the 3 weeks that Drew took to make this board. And it's like condensed into 3 minutes, right?
We can put it, yeah, it's just up here.
Can we pull a picture in picture so you guys can see this crazy
It is.
process
That's
while we
what's
chat?
That's what's happening right now.
Amazing.
So you can just see in the top corner, there's sort of the time lapse of Drew working on this thing. So when these pieces come to life, it starts with a lot of pencil lines and a lot of back and forth, and then he just gets after it with his Posca pens, which is, you know, I never even heard of Posca pens until we started working with the artist this year.
You
But
know,
it's so cool.
how into what you're doing do you need to feel to spend 3 solid weeks like on this one project? Like, that's passion, man. It's
Getting
cool.
emotional?
Not
Mandy
every time.
always gets emotional about the artists. It's a lot of work, I think, is why. Because we start reaching out to artists in the early summer, and it's a lot of back and forth to finally get something so awesome. And this is actually the biggest canvas I think we've got. So one thing that happens when we go from an actual painting to a print on a board is it's a lot of high def photographs. Typically, we have to take to get it to look real. Because if you skimp on that sort of detail when it goes to print in a size like a paddleboard where they're 11 feet long, like the Skylight is, you don't always get all the detail. And so Drew made this canvas that's 8 feet tall. So actually getting all the detail into a board that's only 3 feet longer than the real painting is was actually really easy. So it's going to look amazing on this board. Our dog was whining in the back there. So
Sorry, Pearl just like needs to be part of it all the time.
Yeah.
There's a message from Mike in the comments. He says, it's so cool to watch this. He got a message on his phone to tune in live.
Oh, amazing. I'm glad that you like got the message and you joined us, Michael. We
Maybe it's just Mike.
do this for you, actually. Oh, is it Mike?
Is it Mike or is it Michael?
Mike.
Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not your mom. I'll just call you Mike. But, okay, so I want you guys to get stoked on this board, and let's talk about the pre-order.
What's a pre-order?
A pre-order is because we make the boards and then they get here and they are like, I don't like rush and I don't like people calling and blowing up the phone and like, when is it in? When is it in? So we open a pre-order so you can put your name on, you can buy this board, and if at any time before it arrives you change your mind, no problem, 100% refund to you before it ships from us to you. And so you get that board, that one's yours. So when they arrive to us, they're usually already sold out. And then we get a second shipment. And so if you order a pre-order, it's yours as soon as they come in January or February. But if you miss out on the pre-order, you're probably waiting for like March.
Yeah, it usually takes us a couple months to catch up after the initial pre-order. So
Yeah.
like we've done pre-orders. This is our 3rd year doing pre-orders now. The last 2 years we've sold out our first manufacturing run.
Yeah.
And then so anybody else who was interested in the board, they have to wait a little bit longer. For those of us that paddle all year or just really need to have this thing on the wall, the pre-order is a sweet option. And on top of the fact that you're guaranteed to get one, when you pre-order, you can enter pre-order 25 at checkout and you save 25%. And so we keep that sale going right up until the day the first one ships. So that's not like something that's going to be November, that deal's over, December, or anything like that. We keep the pre-order price in effect until the first one ships. But again, typically the first one sells out. For example, last year the Diatom was sold out before Christmas.
Yeah.
it is. They get pretty popular. And
Yeah, we don't just like blow them out as fast as we can because they're selling. Like, we are really, really strict with our quality, and we have like a small handpicked team. We're not just like, okay, we need more light workers. No, like, these are our guys. And so we're not gonna overwork or rush them. We're like, quality is everything because we offer a lifetime warranty, right? So we've got to back it up.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're limited prints as well.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you know, even if there are a million people that want to buy this board, too bad.
Yeah.
I think with Drew Brophy, we are only making 500 for the entire year.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. And he gets 2 of them. So, and we're keeping one for sure. So 497 max.
That's mine, right?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
gonna have to keep 2 if you want one.
Yeah.
That's
So
gonna
there
be
you
my
go.
board.
Four's already gone.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So can we talk about, that's the pre-order. We talked about BFCM.
If you want to know more about the pre-order, our US site's a little bit behind, but seagods.ca. If you check in the top menu there's a new release drop down. Click that. It takes you to our pre-order page. There's a link there to our blog that tells you a little bit more about what pre-order is and how it works. Plus, you can see the pre-order products.
Yeah.
That's where they live. And if you have any questions, hit us up in the comments, or of course, email us. A bunch of ways to get a hold of us.
Is there something, Annabelle?
Yeah, we've got a comment from Les saying he wouldn't even use this board, he just wants to hang it on his wall and display it.
That's why you get 2.
Amazing. He says, I don't even want to use my board. I just want to display it. Absolutely. So I'm working on like a lot of things, which is why I'm like pulling my hair out and like bags under my eyes, because I want to bring you all this cool stuff. We're working on a hanging mount. We're also working on this, which, okay,
Hold on.
bear with me.
This isn't a segue yet. You keep those down there.
Okay.
I just want to tie that off, wanting to hang that thing. You actually aren't the first person. We've sold boards to interior designers, people who just hang these on their wall. My mom's got one hanging in her staircase. Last time I visited, she hadn't even opened the pump or the paddle yet. It's the Carter Marina with Mark Anthony Jacobson on it.
It's a way to bring like, you know, subculture into your everyday,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I've heard some comedians talking about like bringing things from outside inside to make you happier.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is like another example. Bring
Yeah.
your board from outside
We have
inside.
2 boards in our house that don't get used hanging on the wall. So it actually does make your house look really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it just like sparks joy.
Yeah.
Really.
For sure.
Can I show my thing?
Because then when visitors come over, they're like, oh, this is a surf dude.
Okay, so
Yeah, you get clout.
okay, I've been working on, now this is just the shape sample of the first like trial of something I'm making. It's a dry bag that doesn't suck, you know, that isn't like heavy PVC.
Is it a dry bag?
It is a dry enough bag.
We call it the name, we still need to come up with the name, but the project name has been Dry Enough Bag.
Okay, so then we're on round 2. They're looking better. They've got our wave pattern. I've made a duffel, and I've made a really nice roll top
So why
backpack.
don't you put this backpack on?
Okay,
Let's switch over to this camera. We'll get some close-up shots of the dog fur on your shirt.
I have so much dog fur on my, oh gosh.
And you scan it again. Oh, did we lose the connection?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Technical difficulties, people. This is
I can back up.
that's okay.
So,
We'll get this. We'll get this.
you know, we live in a rainy area in the winter, and I want something that I can use to like carry my laptop in, but also something that I can take down to the beach, put all my stuff on it, throw it under my tie downs. I'm not swimming with it, but it is going to keep my stuff dry while it's still like a beautiful bag that I'm going to want to use. So,
Here we go. So there's the logo. This is actually a Tyvek style material. So it's totally waterproof.
but
Little
really
different
soft.
here. Yeah, it almost feels like it could be bed sheets.
Yeah, it is super soft. That's what I wanted. And like
And you have-
something that I want to use, not like a rubbery PVC
It have
heavy
clips here.
bag. They're super lightweight.
Has a roll top up top, like you see in a lot of dry bags. And then let's take it off and show it up close.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo.
It's my sample tag.
Yeah, so you can wear this one like a backpack, obviously.
This is for your luggage. So if you're taking it in the airport, because I usually do, and you've got like the little roller, you can put that on. But I usually don't use that little rolly suitcase anymore. I just use my board bag. But if you're still a rolly suitcase type gal, then you can just slip that over. You know what that's for. Totally adjustable, but this is so soft and cushy. Yeah, and then the duffel, you know, if I'm doing like an overnight camping, or lots of times we go like across the shore and I want to bring a blanket to sit on, and I want to bring like a change of clothes for the kids. And I just like versatile things that I can use for more than one purpose. So I've loaded it with really heavy stuff to like test out how strong everything is, because the last thing I want is to be walking and have like my bag fall apart. So this is round 2. When we get round 3, if you order this board in the broadcast today, I'm going to give you the first release of the new dry bags as well. So my little gift to you, because I'm so excited about both of these things. Yeah.
They are pretty dope.
Yeah.
Hey, Sea Gods. Is there anything else new that's going to come with the Drew Brophy Skyla board?
Oh, let's talk about the board. Yeah. Okay. So 2 big new changes. The first is the fin box. It only takes, like, honestly, we always listen. It took 2 people who had trouble rolling up their board, and we're like, let's make it easier. So we've got a split fin box. FAQ, it's going to be green.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like one of our samples, just to like, we try things a million times before we bring them to you. So this is like one of the samples that we've tried and put on boards and rolled them up and paddled with. So when you roll up your board, you don't have to be so careful with keeping your fin box flat. It'll still hold the fin, the Kamado click-in fin, this one with like the pressure fit. This is an Air 7. You probably don't know the brand names of like fin manufacturers like we do, but that's like the
Air 7 is like the
brand
gold
name.
standard in inflatable paddleboard fin boxes. We've been using Air 7 for a while, and it would take a whole nother live broadcast to get into like the little intricacies that nobody ever notices about what makes an Air 7 fin box better. And we buy directly from Air 7 our fin boxes, so because there is a lot of imitators out there. But this fin box, as opposed to a solid one, which doesn't bend, it's split. It sits about that far back.
4 centimeters.
Yeah. That's kind of what it looks like there. It's
So you
2
can
pieces.
imagine when you're rolling your board, you've got a bend where that fin box is.
It always,
split.
yeah, even like I've rolled up a million inflatable paddleboards, and even still, like
Every once in a while, you're
couple
just
times,
like,
it's
ah.
like, well, I just can't get this fin box position figured out. When I'm rolling this thing out, it's like a long day or whatever. This is going to
Yeah.
solve that problem. So it'll roll up a little bit tighter. It'll be easier to get in the bag. When it comes to hiking, it'll be easier to get the soft spot of the board on your back.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of benefits to using a fin box like this, and knowing that it still comes from Air 7 makes us feel good, because it honestly is the best. They make the best fin boxes for inflatable boards, just hands down. There isn't a better one out there.
Yeah.
And it'll still hold any US fin. So it's still a US fin box. It's not like a fancy proprietary fin. So if
That's
you
really important to us. We don't want you to like feel frustrated at something that we've done, like made it hard for you to replace a lost fin when you're on vacay.
Yeah, exactly. We're not Apple over here. And Belle's laughing because she's an Apple person. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Right to repair
The other
or
thing.
whatever.
Oh yeah, that's a new legislation, right to repair. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the pump. Now, I just want to say I still love our dual chamber pump. I still love our single chamber pump. I use whatever is like available after everyone else has grabbed a board, and I pump up my board with everything. But this one, you can do easily if you are super petite, or if it's just like a really hot day and you don't feel like putting in the extra effort. This pump is by Bravo, and it is lighter and less work to get to the higher pressure because of the different chamber size.
Yeah, so this pump does have a lot of similarities to the dual chamber 3-stage pump we currently have. The main difference is the materials are a little bit lighter. So when you're hiking or something like that, it honestly is like a pound lighter. And the chambers are different sizes. So you see your two chambers here. This chamber is about the same size as our existing ones, but this one's quite a bit smaller. And so you still can do a lot of extra volume on stage one to get it up to like 5 psi. You can switch. There's some switches on the back here to switch to stage two, where you're only pumping using both, but on the way down. And then you can switch to stage three, where you're only going to be inflating from the smaller chamber. So, if you just think about surface area of a smaller chamber, it takes a lot less effort to get higher pressures in there because you're not fighting against as much surface area.
It makes, like, just to visualize, with the dual chamber HP5 pump that comes with all of our CX boards now, I have to lock my elbows and drop to get to the higher pressure. But with this one, I can still just do that.
It's pretty dope. And Bravo's been making solid pumps for a long time. It's an Italian company. We use their valves in our boards. We used to use Bravo pumps years ago, but they had some supply chain issues, just as many of us did during COVID.
Yeah.
But now Bravo's back in full force, and we are stoked to be able to carry their pumps again because they're awesome. They're just good. They're just really good. I don't know what else to say about it.
I don't know.
I like them.
I'm
I like the brand.
Super in love with all of our boards. Elemental Wave has been like my favorite. The Skyla has been everyone else's favorite. And this new art on the Skyla, I feel, is just gonna like make everyone's day. So
Made
do you
our
think?
day. This thing is so big. It's been sitting on our wall wrapped in plastic with a dog gate around it, just because we're terrified someone's going to bump into it, because it is the original painting. If you don't already know that, and maybe you're watching for the first time, all the boards that we use, we commission the artwork ourselves. So they're all original pieces, and most of the artists we work with now make original paintings for us. And so if you were to ever come to White Rock, where we are, and you showed up at our office, there's like 15 original paintings in here, and every year we add a little bit more to it, and it's just awesome making the raddest looking boards out there.
and I think
That's just about it.
that's about it.
That's just about it. But we
So-
haven't. What if someone just joined us?
Oh,
if
okay.
you have just joined us, we are releasing the Drew Brophy edition of the Skyla. It's an updated version of the existing Skyla with some rad artwork. It's on pre-order right now. If you have some questions about pre-order, you can check out the pre-order collection on seagods.ca. Just click the new releases in the menu.
I also wrote a blog about it. Some people love reading when you're
Yeah.
like,
It's on
Yeah.
it's on the collection. So if you
Oh,
go
nice.
if you go to the new release collection,
Yeah.
there's a little button that says read the blog. You
See,
can
I
read a
wrote
little bit
that.
about how pre-order works. Enter pre-order 25, you get 25% off pre-orders. And it's not just this board. If you watched this last week, you would have seen us release our brand new shape, the Soul Flyer. That's with Eduardo Bolioli's artwork, which is another amazing Pascapen surfboard artwork. It's tremendous.
so we have
Tremendous.
1.5 boards yet to release. We'll talk about the half. No, girl.
Yeah.
um,
I think we'll be talking about the half next week. We were going to
Oh, okay.
release. We have something extremely special
yes.
that we were going to release next week. I don't think it's going to be ready to release just yet.
But it's not going to be for everyone. This is going to be like a niche thing where this
But
is
everyone's
like an
gonna want
everyone
it.
thing.
Everyone's going to want it.
Especially if you are like hanging stuff on your wall.
Yeah, if you're like a fan of F1 race cars and also paddleboarding, this is the paddleboard you're going to want.
Hint.
Actually, maybe
I don't
not
know.
F1, maybe like the Baja 1000 and paddleboarding. That's more like what this thing's going to be like. Yeah, it's going to be dope. Really dope. I'm stoked about it. I was up till midnight last night working on it.
But the Skyla is honestly like, it's versatile, it's stable, it's really quick to get going, and it's been like a surprising popular favorite shape. So I don't know if you know Sea Gods, we have like, I don't know, like 1%, if that, of like exchange return. I don't even know if it's that high.
It's way
Like,
less than that.
yeah, like we make sure that you are set up with a board
We
that you're
make
going to
the
be really
best
happy with.
boards.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, like Ryan and I, Annabelle, Laura, we're a tiny team and we all paddleboard, and we can like get you hooked up with the right board and the right shape. now we have like kind of 3 different price points. So we're gonna hook you up.
And if you missed out on our BFCM stuff, we do have a lot of great BFCM deals. So I'll just leave you guys with that. Check out our website, the BFCM deals. We got the fleet. We got 35% off boards on stock, 50% off kayaks, 40% off the ASR, which is the kids board. Lots of really terrific deals going on this November. So stay tuned. Check out the new board releases next week. Plus, more live stuff. And the last thing, we're doing the Baja road trip. So follow us on our live via our live broadcasts. We're going to be coming to you guys live from the beaches of Baja for December and January. So it should be a lot of fun just to kind of show off what the landscape's like, what the paddleboarding's like. You'll get to see what the van life is like because we don't have a camper. We have just a van that we put a bed in. So lots of bologna sandwiches and PB&Js.
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're stoked to show you guys a little bit of what paddleboarding in the Baja looks like. But until then, we'll be live again this afternoon, then next Wednesday. Have a terrific day.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy paddling is what we
Stay
used to
safe
say.
and happy paddling.